Plans for Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn, the Bloodlines implosion leaked. Vince McMahon's return affects backstage morale. WWE reports the highest revenue in company's history. WWE to start advertising in the ring like the UFC-type presentation. Bray Wyatt needs to leave WWE. Triple H disappointed in Bray Wyatt. How the WWE roster feels about the Bloodline angle at Royal Rumble. Let's jump right into it. Vince McMahon's return affects backstage morale. Former WWE CEO Vince McMahon's return has caused many to be concerned about the company's creative direction. However, it has been revealed that Triple H was steering the ship without Mr. McMahon's creative input during Royal Rumble. The 2023 Royal Rumble Premium Live event meant more than just putting on a show for Triple H. The game has been in charge of massive events before, but Vince McMahon's first ever absence from the Royal Rumble event was noteworthy. According to Fightful Select, McMahon was not backstage at the show. As per the talent they spoke with, the Rumble process was the easiest in a while, with far fewer changes made at the last minute. Compared to the previous year's show, this year's Rumble was a dream, according to the talent. Another WWE source stated that the backstage atmosphere at WWE shows is much more laid back, with Triple H in charge of creative operations. Since the 77-year-old retired from his position in WWE, the only reminder of his influence remains the Vince's office directional sign. But now McMahon's office sign points to a completely different section in the backstage area. Another source stated that no one is afraid to mention Mr. McMahon's name in group meetings. WWE talents have been repeatedly relieved by the brain trust of Triple H, Nick Khan, and Kevin Dunn that Vince McMahon would not be associated with creative or talent relations. The Royal Rumble event held by WWE was a huge success as they broke attendance records and paved the way for a massive road to WrestleMania. It's comforting to know that the company is pleased with how things turned out, as they had few reasons to complain this time. In the end, the company was extremely pleased with the show. This included backstage morale and Triple H's ability to pull everything together in Vince McMahon's absence. What did you think of the 2023 Royal Rumble? Sound off in the comments section below. WWE reports the highest revenue in company's history. WWE recently released its end-of-the-year financials, and it shows that the company had its highest revenue in history. WWE had a hot start to 2022 with the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania 38 being hugely successful. Mania in particular was a winner as it became the company's highest-grossing and most attended event in history. Attendance for house shows and weekly television was also up as renewed fan interest and zero COVID restrictions helped lead to a ton of sellouts. Now it seems as if the company's history-making 2022 will continue. According to their report, they posted revenue of $1.3 billion for 2022, with $325.3 million of that coming in the final quarter. It is noted that Crown Jewel was the promotion's most internationally viewed event ever. Revenue increased 18% to $1.3 billion, the highest in the company's history. Operating income increased 11% to a record $283.3 million. Adjusted OIBDA increased 19% to a record $384.6 million. Returned $75.7 million of capital to shareholders, including share repurchases and dividends paid. The report stated, while 2022 may have been an incredible year for the company, 2023 looks to be off to an even hotter start. Last year's Royal Rumble Premium Live event pulled in $7.7 million just at the gate, which is an all-time record. Meanwhile, sponsorship revenue was up a staggering 200% and merchandise sales up 135%. Triple H touted these numbers at the post-Royal Rumble press conference. The show's big angle featuring Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and the Bloodline did over 20 million views across all social media platforms. It pulled in another 26.5 million views for Logan Paul and Ricochet's Crazy Rumble spot, one that Elon Musk even wrote about on Twitter. Do you think WWE can top their 2022 revenue in 2023? Sound off in the comments below. WWE to start advertising in the ring like the UFC-type presentation. WWE is reportedly looking to make some changes to its ringside area by monetizing ring assets. This comes after the company partnered with Mountain Dew to hold the first ever pitch black match at the Royal Rumble between Bray Wyatt and LA Knight. The two stars had to wrestle under black lighting, and they wore fluorescent clothes and makeup so viewers could see them. During the WWE Q4 earnings call, CEO Nick Khan stated that WWE is taking a deep dive into monetizing ring assets like ring aprons, turnbuckles, and mats. This means sponsors will have their logos all over the ring, similar to the UFC, WCW in the 90s, and New Japan Pro Wrestling. Yes, to your question about monetizing the ring assets. It's something we're taking a deep dive into now and that we want to do. In terms of what's driven it, I think it all started with Stephanie McMahon and changing the culture of our sales group, from changing from a maybe to a yes. So when Mountain Dew and Pepsi pitched us the idea of sponsoring a match, I think it was absolutely we'll do it, said Nick Khan. He continued, and then we had a conversation with Triple H, our head of creative, about hey, we can probably do this, right? Which Triple H and our creative team made every accommodation to get it done. I think that's what's driving it, in addition of going into higher levels for each of these potential companies. The Mountain Dew Pitch Black isn't the only sponsored match that could take place in the company this year. WWE Senior VP and Head of Global Sales and Partnerships Craig Stimmel told The Hollywood Reporter that this year's WrestleMania would also feature a sponsored match like the Rumble. I don't want to give away too much, but it'll be around a match and the sponsorship of that match and what they'll be able to bring to that match. So we're going to do things that fit inside of our storyline as well, he said. It will be interesting to see what the sponsored match will be at WrestleMania 39 and which superstars it will include. Are you in favor of WWE having ads all over the ring? Sound off in the comments below. Triple H disappointed in Bray Wyatt. Triple H has done a lot of good in his tenure as a WWE creative, and perhaps that is why WrestleMania 39 is set to be the biggest of all time in terms of revenue. But not every comeback has been a successful one, and wrestling legend Dutch Mantel was highly critical of Bray Wyatt's performance in the Royal Rumble. Wyatt returned to the company in October 2022 at Extreme Rules. His comeback was undoubtedly a beneficiary of Triple H's tenure, with the game bringing him and several others back. However, one issue has persisted with the former Universal Champion. While his character work is great, and the build-up to his matches are great, the matches themselves never deliver. On the latest episode of Smack Talk, host SP3 pointed this out, and Dutch Mantel admitted that Bray Wyatt's gimmicks and outside influences are working against him. That match disappointed me. I think when you depend too much on outside influences and gimmicks and lights and Uncle Howdies, to me that disinterests me. He's the gimmick king anyway, he's got all kinds of gimmicks to go to. But these are fairytale characters. When it comes time to get in the ring and do something, he failed this test. And when Uncle Howdy showed up, I don't think Uncle Howdy added anything to it at all. With regard to Wyatt's comparisons to The Undertaker, Mantel stated that the Phenom could go in the ring and deliver. He also believes that Triple H noticed Wyatt's disappointing performance. The wrestling veteran thinks that LA Knight is done with him and the creative will have to look for another opponent. See, The Undertaker could go, he could get as a beat for a while, and then he could set up, now here comes the people. Who's going to beat Bray? If he can all of a sudden summon these extra earthly beings, and I think this doesn't go unnoticed by Paul. I don't think people were happy with the ending of this match. Now what are they going to do now? I think they have to look for another opponent. I think LA Knight is done with him. What's he going to do to him? Set him on fire with a flamethrower. It's going to be interesting to see what WWE has in store for Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 39. He has reportedly been listed as the #1 babyface on SmackDown internally, although this doesn't necessarily mean that he will cross paths with Roman Reigns. As of now, there are no rumors about what Triple H has planned for Bray Wyatt. Hopefully, it puts Wyatt in a position where he can deliver. What are your thoughts about Bray Wyatt's matches and gimmicks? Are you enjoying Uncle Howdy's presence? Sound off in the comments below. How the WWE roster feels about the Bloodline angle at Royal Rumble. The main event angle from last weekend's WWE Royal Rumble Premium Live event is a hot topic of discussion amongst the pro wrestling community, and the talent backstage reportedly felt the same way as the WWE Universe. This year's Royal Rumble was headlined by Roman Reigns defeating Kevin Owens to retain the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship, but it's what happened afterward that has everyone talking. The post-match angle saw Sami Zayn finally stand up to the Tribal Chief, a decision that led to him getting viciously beaten down by the Bloodline aside from Jey Uso, who may no longer be affiliated with the group. According to Fightful Select, a large portion of the WWE roster watched the angle play out in the gorilla position. They were reportedly just as invested in the storyline as the WWE Universe, calling it a new age curtain sellout. The post-main event segment has received acclaim from fans, talent, and critics alike, with many expressing their desire to see Sami Zayn challenge Reigns for his titles. Since Cody Rhodes won the Royal Rumble and seems intent on facing the Tribal Chief for at least the WWE Championship, Sami's future remains up in the air. Rumble winners Cody Rhodes and Rhea Ripley have their matches set for WrestleMania 39, with the American Nightmare challenging Reigns for the Undisputed Universal Championship and Ripley challenging Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. However, the event also set up a ton of potential grudge matches. Another huge title feud that WWE is looking to have at WrestleMania 39 features Gunther, who put on a remarkable performance last Saturday despite being the last superstar eliminated. Reports are that the Ring General will be defending his Intercontinental Championship against Sheamus and Drew McIntyre in a triple threat showdown. What did you think of the main event angle at the Royal Rumble? Give us your thoughts and sound off in the comments below. plans for Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn, the Bloodlines implosion leaked. WWE Royal Rumble ended on a shocking note as Sami Zayn slammed Roman Reigns with a steel chair, only to get brutally beaten down by the Bloodline. A new report indicates that we could witness the further progression of the storyline on the upcoming SmackDown. The Tribal Chief successfully defended his undisputed WWE Universal Championship against Kevin Owens at the company's latest premium live event. After the match, the Bloodline brutally assaulted KO and asked Sami to join in. However, the Honorary Uce decided to turn on Reigns, which resulted in the heel group laying him out as well. Jey Uso also walked out on his family as he did not support their actions. Sami Zayn's storyline with Bloodline has been in motion for the last several months. The ending to the Royal Rumble left many wondering what's next to follow for all the men involved. Zero News has provided an update on the situation, stating that Reigns and Zayn will come face-to-face on the Blue brand this week. It was also noted that Jey Uso won't be present on the show. Led by Roman Reigns, the Bloodline is one of the most dominating factions in WWE history. Every member of the group, bar Solo Sikoa, is a double champion, and no one has been able to stop them since their formation. However, Sami Zayn's actions at Royal Rumble could have a trickle-down effect on the group. Following the Honorary Uce's chair shot at Reigns, he was viciously assaulted by Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa. This did not sit well with Jey Uso, who decided to walk out on his family. Jey has been a victim of Roman Reigns' physical and mental torture in the past and could side with Kevin Owens and Zayn in their battle against the Samoan faction. It has also been reported that Roman Reigns could face Sami Zayn at WWE's upcoming premium live event, Elimination Chamber. The event will take place in Sami's hometown of Montreal, Canada, which could work in his favor.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me